What's up, Patreon family? It's me. It's your girl, your favorite girl. And today I'm coming to y'all with another celebrity Synastry reading, this time between P. Diddy and Caresha. It wasn't until recently that I realized that I've never done a Synastry reading on these two, which is really interesting because they are a very highly publicized couple in hip-hop and just like the industry in general. So if you are not aware, I mean, who doesn't know P. Diddy, right? P. Diddy is older than Methuselah. However, within the past year or so, he went public with City Girl member Caresha Brownlee, okay? And at first, people were very skeptical about the connection, the authenticity of their connection. But as they did more photo ops, more public appearances together, they were seen together more often, blase squaze, the public kind of fell in love with them, or at the very least, I noticed a lot of women are living vicariously through Caresha. This appears to be a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation, or so a lot of people feel. And some people may feel like they have a genuine relationship, but, you know, a lot of people are also gullible. So for reasons that we'll discuss during the Synastry reading, this is very much a transactional situation. Y'all know I just have to insert my opinion in it. But, you know, I got receipts to support my opinion. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into this because, yeah, it's very interesting. So Caresha Brownlee was born February 11, 1994 in Miami, Florida. We don't have a time of birth for her, which is cool, right? We just won't count her house placements. Same with Diddy, born in New York on November 4th, 1969. It's the age gap for me. It's the 25-year age gap. Like, what the fuck do you have in common with somebody 20 plus years older or younger than you? Crazy. Anywho, one of the first things that stood out to me in regards to the Synastry between these two, and we could talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, right? I ain't biased. One of the first things that stood out to me was the fact that they have quite a few conjunctions, and conjunctions in Synastry tend to be really good. I mean, conjunctions just in astrology can kind of play out in either direction, be it negative or positive. However, it oftentimes can point to where a couple could be on the same page about something, where there's mutual or shared energy in regards to a connection. And it could be something, not the only indicator of like a successful relationship. Of course, you could have conjunctions and the relationship still be a hot mess. So take it with a grain of salt. But it can point to where at least two people share a certain level of commonality, if that makes sense. So in this particular instance, Caresha's Pluto, because she is a part of that Pluto Scorpio generation, she's a latter millennial, is forming a conjunction to Diddy's Neptune at the 27th degree of Scorpio. Now, on the more positive end, this conjunction can point to where these are two forces to be reckoned with, coming together kind of energy, and where there could be this kind of shared beneficial energy to, like, where this relationship could signify like exclusivity. And Caresha could be the type of person in general, especially with her also being a Scorpio North Node and Diddy being a Scorpio Sun as well, where it's like she could be the type of woman in general, and this relationship for her symbolizes that elevation in terms of her exclusivity in the industry. Okay. It took her from being like, okay, run-of-the-mill city girl, quality control member to someone who would be more recognizable on a global stage, or somebody who could even, you know, like in terms of like the price going up on just their star power, the amount of influence that she holds, and so on and so forth, and where a lot of those things can be transferable from Diddy onto her, but also vice versa. It's this kind of shared energy of two people coming together, and it just kind of being even like a situation where maybe everybody may not know the ins and outs of the relationship, where there is a lot of mystery, behind the relationship, a lot of things going on in the background, but that kind of is also what people could be enamored by. This could also very much be like a sugar daddy, sugar baby conjunction in a larger, more broader sense, because especially with Diddy's Neptune and Scorpio, it could point to where, once again, Caresha is able to benefit from this relationship, where there's a lot of like power and capital and influence given. Now, this is also another one of several aspects that indicate really, if you ask me, the true nature of their relationship, in the sense that it involves a lot of smoke and mirrors, okay? Neptune is smoke and mirrors. A Neptune-Pluto conjunction and Synastry can be a very highly devoted relationship. Like I said, a lot of good things and influence and bonds can be shared, but it could also speak to either a secretive relationship, where maybe this relationship was definitely under wraps for a while, but where there are just a lot of secrets in general. So this could be interpreted as like within the relationship between one another, or where there could be a united front, because once again, that conjunction could deal with where they're both kind of sharing a lot of the same energy, and they're putting on a united front for the public, and a lot of things we just don't know about. And that's just the true tea. It could also come with like infidelity, so on and so forth. And which brings me to the next set of aspects that really stood out to me. There are two instances of Venus square Neptune going on, because you have Caresha's Venus, which is in Aquarius, squaring Diddy's Neptune in Scorpio, and then Diddy's Venus at the 22nd degree of Libra squaring Caresha's Neptune in Scorpio. So it's like this double up aspect really speaks to, once again, there being a lot about this relationship that the public at large is not really privy to. The more obvious interpretation is maybe them keeping this relationship a secret for a while, but especially with Caresha's Venus squaring Diddy's Neptune, this could be interpreted as this relationship being a really big cover-up, especially in regards to Diddy and his sexuality. And I say this because a lot of Aquarius-based women, which Caresha is a heavy Aquarius. She's an Aquarius sun, Mars, Venus, so she has this stellium going on. And a lot of these women can attract men who are not heterosexual, men who are not straight. And we're not going to act like we don't know. We, being the general public at large, is not aware of the fact that Diddy is not a heterosexual man. And this square between her Venus and his Neptune and Scorpio could deal with where she keeps a lot of his secrets, where there could be a vested interest. And it's going to be worthwhile for her, because a lot of Venus Aquarius women only enter arrangements where they can benefit from, honestly. This could be a relationship of convenience. Aquarius is the sign of convenience. So squaring Diddy's Neptune and Scorpio, where it's kind of like a front for a lot of his, where the bones are really buried. It's maybe a distraction. Maybe distraction isn't the best word, but it's kind of meant to throw people off. This is actually a beard, a notorious beard aspect, okay? So it's giving she's his beard. And it's so funny because I was looking at social media one day and they were talking about like, oh, everybody knows Diddy is really fucking on Saucy Santana. Which I'm not saying is true at all. It's just funny because he fucking somebody. And he may very well be fucking her as well. But this Venus square Neptune speaks to there being way more to the story. Another way this could be interpreted is there being more women in the picture, other people in the picture in general. So them seeing more than just each other, or at the very least, Diddy seeing more than just her. And it's not, gender exclusive, put it that way. And then having Diddy's Venus squaring Caresha's Neptune. So his Venus is at the 22nd degree of Libra. Hers is in Capricorn. That could deal with where this is, once again, a reputation saving kind of relationship. and where there could be a lot of, once again, smoke and mirrors that are projected in order to advance his reputation. Diddy also has that Mars at the 29th degree of Capricorn. So there's a lot of vested interest that he may have in terms of saving face, not really being his true self, showing up as he really and authentically is in real life. And a lot of that can be tied to his sexuality. So this Venus square Neptune, the fact that you see it occurring twice in one Synastry reading is a really big red flag to me and a really big indicator, in addition to this Pluto-Neptune conjunction, that please, y'all, everything that you see ain't really what it is. But, you know, my Patreon family already knows that, I'm sure. You also have Caresha's Neptune squaring Diddy's Jupiter. Okay. His Jupiter at that 21st degree of Libra. That's another aspect that could point to where, once again, there's something that's not completely truthful. Now, once again, we already know that Diddy has multiple women. And that's another way to look at that. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if she were to be on like a team of women and he swapped them out, because that actually could be what this aspect indicates. You know what I mean? But once again, for Caresha, a lot of it is transactional. You know, a lot of this relationship is going to be predicated about what she can get out of it, type deal. You also have Caresha's Mars, that Mars in Aquarius squaring Diddy's Sun. That could also just be where she's just steamrolling his ass. Like, you know, he could be a bank, and she is just really out here to get what she can get and keeping it moving. Her Uranus is squaring his Venus. That's another relationship of convenience, and one that could be open to outside influence. Other people involved all day long. You see what I'm saying? Especially with his Venus at that 22nd degree of Libra. It could also deal with where, once again, she's going to get whatever she needs to get from it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they broke up. Or if it was a relationship, this could even be a friends with benefits aspect too. Or where they just, you know, lack closeness, like emotional closeness in the relationship. Fuck what they show you. Fuck the photo ops. And that's another thing. Neptune rules photo. So the fact that you got Venus square Neptune twice for them, and all of these damn adverse Neptune aspects, it could show or support where, you know, there is an intentional kind of effort that's put into putting certain photos out there. Like I said, they have a lot of photo ops together. It just gives phony. It gives really phony. Not to say that they don't have any common ground, but for example, let's see, some of the other, you know, aspects I see that could really explain their connection would be Caresha's Pluto sextile and Diddy's Mars at the 29th degree of Capricorn. Once again, that could be an elevation of status. That could be good for business and promomo, good power couple aspect. And once again, Caresha really has the upper hand. Diddy benefits from this too, in the sense that I feel like their relationship has made him a lot more relevant to a younger audience. But in terms of like corporations, corporate deals and things like that, which is very much Mars and Capricorn influence, his Mars sextiling her Pluto could put her in a situation where she's getting a lot of these deals. She's getting a lot, you know, she's being introduced to all types of corporations. She's had her show. She has like a talk show and all kind of shit going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy plays a large role in opening her up to like a larger circuit of people professionally, and it actually benefiting her career like that in the long run. Her North Node is sextiling Diddy's Pluto at that 26th degree of Virgo. That could almost even be like him operating as her manager to a certain extent. So, you know, they have a lot of their more positive aspects to me speak to a more working kind of or transactional relationship. Her North Node, she's a Scorpio North Node, is sextiling Diddy's Mars. That's another power couple business first, conglomerate, major conglomerate kind of aspect in Synastry. So, I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's introduced her to different people as well. And, you know, she's an Aquarius. A lot of Aquarians come up based on who they know. Their connections with people. You know, Aquarius is one of those type of signs. And there's no real loyalty in these connections either. Also reinforced with her Uranus squaring his Venus. Aquarians in general can be disloyal, but that aspect could also just reinforce, like, where, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, she probably wouldn't have any qualms, you know, whether it be like with him or anybody. Like, insert any other rich guy who would give her the time of day. Any guy who would be on his level or greater, I'm pretty sure she would go for it. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Do what you do, right? She's a city girl. Her son is also trying to his Venus. That's also really good in terms of getting the bag, right? Especially with her being, once again, that Aquarius sun. So him spending lots of money on her, him romancing her, whining and dining her, all of that. Caresha's Jupiter is conjoined to Diddy's sun. That could deal with them traveling together. Once again, where she's just being elevated to just a brand new caliber in life. Where he kind of upgraded her in a lot of ways. Now, I will say there could be kind of like a soulmate kind of aspect or element to this aspect as well. In addition to that Pluto-Neptune conjunction, I will say that. Like, this could be a very fated connection, but not fated in the way of, like, this is a passionate love affair with two people who just, you know, are the loves of one another's lives. It's not reading that way for me. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I just wanted to touch on that. Also, not to mention, you know, with Caresha being a Pisces moon, Diddy being a Pisces North Node, Pisces is another one of those signs that can make a woman a princess. That's another city girl placement, in addition to that Aquarian energy that could deal with the woman being spoiled, where he could look at her as his princess, his muse, you know, that whole thing. And with her Chiron and Virgo in conjunction to Diddy's moon, like where he, you know, could take her on as a project. So, and Diddy likes to do that. He comes across as a guy who's like that, and that could also make him very controlling. But that's a whole different video for a different day. So, yeah, I just wanted to leave y'all with this little tidbit. Y'all drop down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about their relationship. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.